Welcome to the program Issues on ABS Radio and of course the television. Governor Soludo's urban regeneration efforts are no doubt building the Anambra of our dreams in a bid to make Anambra green, livable, prosperous, and a mega city. Besides, one of the five transformational framework of the Soludo administration is sustainable environment and urban development. Hence, the establishment of Anambra Urban Regeneration Council in October 2022. On this program today, we shall examine the urban regeneration of Governor Soludo designed to make Anambra livable, to work, invest, do business, and be protected. And today we have in the house architect Michael Okonkwo, former Commissioner for Housing Development, former Commissioner for Environment, and former MD/CEO of Oka Capital Territory Development Authority, and of course now the Executive Chairman, Anambra State Urban Regeneration Council. Also, welcome you to the program. No.
Thank you, and the Anambra.
Yes, when we talk of urban regeneration, we could also talk of urban renewal. How will you describe this to the people? They know they need more. Urban regeneration and urban renewal.
No, urban regeneration is a process through which the erstwhile degenerated areas of the state, the urban areas have been blighted. That means it has decayed, it has started to look like it's dying. So urban regeneration is the process where those areas are brought back to life. And to achieve this, Mr. Governor, Professor Charles Soludo, CFR, in his vision, thought it wise to form an outfit, a parastatal, which is Anambra Urban Regeneration Council, as the big disruptive change, for modernization and transformation of these cities and the built environment. That's really what we're about. Yeah, Anambra Urban Regeneration, organization have formed. We do see akụkụ Anambra State, ọkachasị na the cities ebe anyị dịsịrọzi mma, ebe dịsị ka ha na-anwụzi anwụ, wesị ka bring ha back to life, or in urban regeneration and all of that.
But how far have you achieved your mandate?
Okay, so our mandate is actually, as the governor says, Urban Regeneration Council is to pursue their mandate in three major ways: to plan, to advise, and coordinate the processes of developing Anambra State. And in so doing, we are involved in the infrastructure development. We are involved in the health development. We are involved in our core one. By the way, we belong in the fifth pillar, which is environment, among the five pillars that the solution administration operates. And so we're involved in the environment, keeping it clean, keeping it green, and then keeping it sustainable. We are involved in all aspects in education and all of that. So we're involved in all of that. And so if you ask me, I would say we've done well because we are part of the success story of Professor Charles Soludo's administration. As I speak to you, Anambra State is like a big construction site. We have over 130 projects going on simultaneously in the state. In those 130 projects is, on record, more than 400 kilometers of roads, including the dualization of some of the roads, and of course, the very great one, which is that flyover that is being introduced in in the globe. And then, of course, if you look in places like Ifege, which, by the way, was deemed a blighted area, and the government says let it be regenerated. If you go there, the government has built more than 10 roads, or rebuilt more than 10 roads in that area. And of course, we came in to make sure that projections are removed, walkways are put in place, what do you call it, the street lights are all there, and then these areas are kept clean and in a sustainable manner. So we've done well.
Urban renewal. I see cleaners all around Oka, and I see them sweeping the area, sweeping the environment. And how sustainable is this? Of course, it's one of your mandates, robust cleaning of streets.
Yeah, we coordinate and we advise on that, but it is the work of Aswama, which, of course, like I said, we look into all of this as environment. Yeah, the road cleaning program is a very old one that has been going on. Of course, the Solution Administration revitalized, resuscitated it, and it's going well. It is a very tedious program where these people have to sweep the roads when the vehicles are flying and all of that. But I give kudos to them for their bravery and their dedication to doing that. And I think if you look around, in some areas we need to do more, but in most areas we've done well in sweeping the streets and keeping them sustainably clean.
Also, what is the role of the citizens? The mmadụ ga-eme iji nye aka ka ọrụ unu nwee ike ịdị na-adaba ga-esi.
Okay, so before you go back, I want to know why and what the governor wishes to do. Governor Siniatro, a homeland that is the preferred destination in which people will live, invest, learn, work, relax, and enjoy. And that will be equal to what he calls a mega city that is clean, green, and sustainable. And so he may as a vision across us in government together. So now governor that believes in inclusiveness. You cannot do things for the people and do it correctly without having the people join in. And so, in cases if people do, either your environment or they say cleanliness is next to godliness, and of course that makes more sense today on Sunday, right? There was a time I was in Italy, in a place called Verona. Verona is probably one of the oldest cities in the world, and it's actually like a city called the so-called Dark Ages and so on. In other words, how can I I was surprised. I don't know when you're checking what I found very, very astonishing was that the fact that they are very rural, but they want to be forever to serve pure water, such a what a big afraid that the so they are poor. It's a very poor village place in Italy. But what struck me, and this was about 20 years ago, was that they maintained their dignity by keeping their environment clean. So, where we have now entered the development era, I joined the developed world. If I forgot that people can behave like animals. So here I you don't go to the way no, and it's no Apple is. The one was a good chief you get up from your bed, you do your bed against a child, the one was a child, those are things. So for my if that one in a public is your own domain too. You look at the two if you're not supposed already. It might be so I'm good and the money can join line by you keep go to place clean. Number one. Then another thing go in the view Basically, you cannot put up any structure, you can't do anything without EJ with the approval. There is a reason EJ back approval because EJ for approval, what the here in a place, more in a place. Why have no good na them? When them are saying when the watch and you on your church to it, can all because people keep to rules, people keep to the law. So I now say, we're not gonna keep to the law. Development laws before you build, go to Oka Capital Territory, go to Oka Capital Territory Development Authority to get your approval. If you're not in Oka anywhere else outside of the Capital Territory, you guys head to Anambra State Physical Planning Board, head office had in Amode. Manahawe offices in every local government. In fact, this was something that was designed so that I can the model. Also, we have in a shade. Also, we have in a cathedral. Also, we have in a skyscraper. From road shed to skyscraper, you need the approvals. Or what I didn't want to idea before that now, here I didn't. Then, of course, as seeking, you may not find this one as if it's related to what we do. What taxes? If you pay your taxes, we'll be able to do our work. In fact, Anambra Regeneration Council is not just regenerating the structures. We are regenerating social and cultural attitudes. We're regenerating finances in the commercial part of it. So in the need that wine. If you don't pay your taxes, so what are you trying to do? We'll find out. So keep your environment clean, obey the law, pay your taxes. Why your poor taxes so we're more no operate with the government can you tell you me about so I am begging everybody to just really listen to the government. By the way, any government or our government our people. Because they say that in this democracy we run, the government is of the people, by the people, for the people. Actually, Anambra man, a governor has been saying it. Governor is calling on Anambra to join the winning train, the solution administration. He does the Anambra through what he calls CPPP, that is Community Public Private Partnership. In fact, yesterday, Governor was in Abu, where he was commissioning a road done by a citizen there under this CPPP. Instead of you governor, he said, if I say, okay, not sure to put his money where his mouth is. So, in that case, government, or government, the CPPP. There is something we are about to launch, which is in there. Thank you for bringing this opportunity. When the Anambra, no way, I try to launch on Solu Dossier Anambra. Solu Dossier Anambra, we will be asking people to join us in regenerating things in Anambra, especially schools, for instance. The ASUBEB and PPSS. Based on governor's directive, they did what we call survey of existing conditions. Honestly, if schools, Anambra, you weep. There were some schools that brought them away for schools. So, but all the way times when the governor was very touched. Always say that we need to form this solution to Anambra where we will ask in the Anambra because if you know the governor Orani road, meanwhile, the school can also go. Like myself, I go to Noru Grammar School. And I know the old boys, I will cry. But he had a who, for instance, I'm just giving an example. But he had a who in all these communities, have to take the, they have to take the lead. You cannot go and live abroad. So we are calling on people, we will be calling on people very soon. We are calling on people now, but I can make it easier. Official by launching what we call the Solution Anambra or under this partnership CPPP called that. Then SN Naya also talked about waste convert into a new thing. Yes, that is called recycling. recycling will the small name here, the biggest name here for what we call waste to wealth. Because all these wastes, Monday actually waste. So everybody are converted to new things. So I have what we call waste. So what you know, but they thought into wealth. If from their background were a lot of them most of them their background were they
let's
by the way we talk about that because now of course it will be very illegal to collect illegally. Governor did not abolish collection of background because that is a way we can get waste out to be recycled. Money only sales like anyway, so going on as we have programs AJ made this waste well. Very soon, Oga Commission for Environment, we introduce our work where we will pay people to collect these things and go to waste station. We'll get to that. Don't have a minute you just to say, oh, we didn't have to can and the bottles like me now. I trust you can buy a cardboard, plastic, you don't need pick it. You can say AJ place away a kilo don't put a so that would be a way for them to help us. So that is something that we are looking at. Just a few months ago, now you went on local when I full flyover and dualization of into Sofia, into Ibu, then the other direction from Amobia to Oga. In our even now you want to keep what we call open mind. When you free your mind, the rest will follow. Man, that already had your mind made up. Because someone in open mind, they got full. In the percentage of to one that the governor. I'm not saying it because I'm not inside. It's an open book. You will see that the governor uses the money on there with and he shows he's working and he's showing. Isn't it secret? So now he under the sun. That the governor has turned Anambra State into a construction zone where more than 130 projects now go on. If you're not, we couldn't get him chance to do this. If you're not now, where City Stadium, the governor is turning it, is expanding it into a world-class leisure center or solution fund city. In solution fund city, you would have water park never seen in Nigeria. Governor mentioned and so his aim is to rival the developed world. Then amusement park, the urban one, in this same fun city in Oka. Then we have what we call a clubhouse. The clubhouse is an elite building this sports clubs and then the governor said the amount want to ban at this thing. I ain't sure if I get so we designed a particular gate cable free where you can do 5-a-side football, where you can do volleyball, where you can do outdoor gym. What can we on there?
They are in a creative environment, employment.
Great employment. Right now, they made the construction. You see hundreds of people doing the construction. Then after that, the running of it creates more jobs. But even if you go, the landscape of Oka has changed just by that alone. And then plazas. Let me tell you why they are plazas. People are not paying what they're supposed to. If you're getting about a one hour without, you cannot do this work without having your taxes paid. You cannot do this work. Any demand notice, a month where meanwhile in a charge in the money, and the government if I get 2 naira, you lay 4 naira, yet you won't give the government back in the fact. Then if you go and we had a government President Chukwumacho Soludo is a jinx breaker. Since he began Anambra State in 1991, Kachoelo defeating government house governor's lodge, now you have about 25 buildings going on, but the biggest of them is the government house itself, a magnificent building to behold. The governor's lodge, so we have that going as physical structures. We have general hospitals going on in Fege. We've done one in Okoko. We have other ones coming up.
They do Okoko the first time.
Yes, the first time in Okoko, even first time in Fege. He needed first. In the family had Anambra before. Now they can go home again because Nana I think we have to be very fair to the governor. He has done well. The governor is creating new cities because the old ones are being choked by population. So that's why the governor has what we call Oka 2.0, which of course the name will be changed. But that's going on. We will have a whole new city there. With the master plan. He has now we've done the master plan for an industrial city garden or Waji. We have getting going on, the pharmaceuticals. Bro, Opuna in NSF in Oko, when I also ever if you can say all these things, then I have to really wonder. Oh, you enjoy saying how West here. Thank you.
Also,
yes.
Water is one of the major needs of human beings. And Governor Soludo is trying to make a statement by renewing, bringing back the old days of having pipe-borne waters. How cooperative are the people?
Okay. Well, the people are cooperative because they're seeing water, they're happy. I'll have you know that under the urban water scheme, through the Ministry of Water and Power and Water Resources, the governor had done marvelously well, where he came in and said that he remembers in those days in Tege growing up, where everywhere you go you have pipe-borne water, so that he wanted to reintroduce that, and he had done that. In fact, here in Oka, where we are, not far from here, at a road, you go to Ifite, you go anywhere you go now.
We have base here in ABS.
And then, in fact, from here, it supplies. In fact, you have the water tank there that supplies. So he has done all of that, and I know that I hear him talking to the Commissioner for Power and Water Resources about the rural water scheme. So the proper source, even in the rural areas, no, when you like I did my own and I brought out some pipes. People are there with me. When the government said, no, that's not even enough. The government did, but so now then he resuscitated the water board, Nisha, that is now working and all of that. So that is going. You can't say any of this without talking about Tobuko. Again, when I was the Commissioner for Environment, I went to UN General Assembly to make a case for Okoko, and part of what the case was that Okoko and no potable water, drinkable, and so on. The World Bank look at the government took it upon himself to do that, and so if you go to Okoko now, they have very many places where the pipe-borne water is well and alive, and in the World Bank, where they said the other day, we took them around, they were marveled that we go one, other people minute before can really use it now. And in fact, the World Bank saw something they were not looking for. They were looking for water, but they remember that the last time they were there in Ogogo, that the water was issue, and now we have a lot of roads and street lights and all of that. What is your life is back, and that's what they call Mirendo Soludo. Mirendo Soludo is well and alive.
Indeed.
So when I was
yes.
So when I was in this opportunity, honestly, when I can the Anambra have been cooperating with Professor Chukwumachan Soludo, the solution governor. Now, if you know now, when I continue to be doing that. The governor of Waliao, also I need to not be distracted, because there will be distractors, who is something to distract us, that we should keep on doing what we do. much also I go my again now. Eventually, I am and also that now, you know, the people will forget. People will forget now. Okay, before now, but I know so many roads that gaga. Obudadro madaga bumaga manakita. You know, was the headache. You know, club route. When I was the headache, was on Cavallo. No, the thing we had the resources when I had the Ghana post the area, now complain. More bueno all the further. Anyway, so I make an Indian number for their cooperation. When I cooperate continuously with solution acquisition. Because on that now, we have just been barely 3 years in office, and I would do yet. This special man gives to any Anambra to Professor Chukuma Charles will see if I where but I went memoir because you know Tinyaka Kai will lose Anambra must continue to succeed. Thank you.
I want to thank you very much, Architect Michael Okonkwo, former Commissioner for Housing Development, former Commissioner for Environment, and former MDC of ACDA, Oka Capital Territory Development Authority, and now the Executive Chairman, Anambra State Urban Regeneration Council. Also, thank you for coming. Once in a while, now one year Anambra goes where the American upon no, I go see where, but I don't know. Now, finding for everybody in the house here, and of course, by producer Don Onyenji, I am as I want to see you again next week. Bye for now.